two, 1, 2, 3.
happens at Norm's, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Specific. All right, we're marked. Wonderful, let's do this. Norm, the word legend is often thrown around when speaking about you and this place. But how would you describe yourself and what you have here?
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Just came out to the right place, the right time. I turned a hobby into a business. I love what I do. Surrounded by some of the greatest musicians in the world. And how can you not love it?
I couldn't agree more. And what is it about music that you think is such a driving force? I mean, you are obviously passionate about it, but you're also encouraging others to be passionate about it.
Well, to me, music is magic. And what else could take you back to a time that you loved, maybe your parents, your first boyfriend or girlfriend, anything, it transports you. And, I don't think there's anything else that does that.
I agree. Norman's Rare Guitars. So this is a very specific niche operation you have here. How did you get into rare guitars, and what does it take to find a rare guitar?
Well, I was mainly a keyboard player, and but I played with a couple people who were both terrific guitar players, and they played guitar and bass. And one was Bobby Caldwell, who became a household name. He had a number of very big hits, one called What You Won't Do for Love. We came out to California together in 1970. And it was pointed out to me that some of the differences between the old guitars and the new guitars. And back at that time, the new guitars weren't anywhere near as good as the old guitars. And I kind of saw what some of the differences were. Now a lot of the companies have kind of really woke up and realized that their biggest competition was not other companies, but it was their own stuff that they made 20 years prior that everybody wanted. And now they have reissues and all that are trying to go back to what they originally did. They kind of invented the wheel, and then they kind of try to figure out ways how to make it less expensive and save a few dollars on one part or the other, and eventually they were sidetracked. And now the companies are trying to go back to what they once did and try to duplicate it. Some stuff can't be done because of parts and alloys and the pickups that wind the pickups that give it their sound, the woods, the aged wood before it ever became a guitar, things like that. So things are progressing in a positive way, but the old guitars really have a certain mojo that the people that know.
So Norm, how many guitars do you have in here, and how did you find all of these?
Well, I mean, I was a very hard worker, and I would go out and chase guitars. I would look at ads in the newspaper, go to thrift stores, musicians' unions, any way that I could find them. Now, because actually at the time when I started, I was sort of the renegade going away from the music stores and trying to come up with all the cool stuff. Now a lot of it comes to me because people know who we are, so it makes it a lot easier than in the day.
And a lot of people know who you are now who didn't because of a documentary that just came out. Talk to us about the documentary and how that's changed some things.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. My daughter, during the pandemic, said she had a friend named Devin Dilmore, who's a great filmmaker and cinematographer and editor and director, and they wanted to do something. She presented to him, do something just to kind of show her kids what their granddad did. And I basically told my daughter, please don't start calling all my customers and my friends and all that. And as daughters do, she said, shut up, Dad.
I'm calling everybody.
Right, and that's what she did. And, we have so many wonderful people out there, and I've made so many great friends over the years. And it really is, it's a good story. I've been married for 56 years, and, that's part of the story. It's a love story, small business story.
And that's the thing here. You grew something into a household name for musicians. I mean, people from all over the world come here to seek you out and to seek out this shop. Why? What is it about this place that people love so much?
I'd like to know myself. I can't figure it out. Just being really lucky. But we try to be warm and welcoming, and we treat everybody, whether they're a dishwasher in a restaurant or they're a big rock star or whatever, the same. And we try to have, give respect to everybody that comes through. And like you'll see with some of these young players, part of what we really try to do is we have a terrific Instagram, YouTube, Facebook platform where we have a lot of followers. And we try to give these people a platform to kind of show their talent. Some of these young kids to try to get them help their career, and also some of the journeymen, older, people that maybe they're not getting the exposure that they need. So we try to do that. And people watch our videos like crazy, so it's amazing.
Let's talk about some of the younger ones. Let's talk about Saxon and Eli, who've been coming in here since...
Ellie, yeah.
Ellie, excuse me. Let's talk about Saxon and Ellie, who've been coming in here for how long now?
Well, both of them came in here when they were 9 years old. Now, Ellie now is 18, and Ellie is an amazing player. He was a Disney star, and just a really terrific musician and a great young man. And then Saxon, who's now 13 years old, been coming in since he's 9. Both these kids are just exceptional talents. And what's really good is that a lot of times you hear some of these young people, and they play tricks and different things like that, but it's not super musical. These guys are like old souls. They're like 50-year-old musicians that have been playing with all the top players. They sense it, they know what's coming next and all that. And it's just very amazing to me to watch these guys, you know, so and watching how their careers are really blossoming.
Did you remember when they came in for the first time? Were you here?
I was, and I do, and I was, you know, for both of these kids, I was in shock. I mean, there's something going on that's not the usual, something coming from the sky that is making these kids so good, because they're not your run-of-the-mill, they're not just phoning it in. These kids are real musicians.
That must be exciting to be a part of this process and watch them grow.
It.
Well, if these walls could talk, can you tell us a couple stories, some moments that have really made an impact on you, people who've come through here and picked up a guitar or spent some time with you?
Well, we've had a lot of very big names. If you look at the documentary, you'll see a lot of them participate in it. But just as one story, there was a movie called Inside Llewyn Davis, and T-Bone Burnett's a friend of mine, and he brought Justin Timberlake in and Oscar Isaac, and they actually walked into my office and wrote the tune that was the main tune in the movie in my office. So,
oh my gosh.
You know, just strange. I mean, you just don't know who might come in on any given day. We have people like Joe Bonamassa, who I think is the greatest young blues rock guitar player in the world. I mean, you know, everybody from Bob Dylan. Tom Petty was a very good friend. I played in a band with Tom's bass player, Ron Blair, for 2 years before he was in the Heartbreakers. And Tom was a very dear friend of mine. And, you know, I've just known some of these people, George Harrison, people that I idolized when I was younger, I got to meet and become friends with because of this story.
Yeah. You've said before that your goal is to put the right guitar in the right person's hands.
Exactly.
So what does that mean, and what are you trying to do, and how do you figure that out?
Well, certain guitars kind of lend themselves to certain styles. So when I hear somebody playing, I can kind of suss out what they're about. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, I like it when they're knowledgeable and they know what they want. But if they ask me, I'm happy to tell them what I think might work for what they do. And, you know, there's certain guitars that are jazz guitars, some are rock guitars, some are more for country, you know, whatever it might be. And my staff is very knowledgeable too, you know, so we have people that really know. So when they ask, we're happy to tell them, but, you know, we don't try to push something on somebody. We like,
yeah.
We'll suggest if you want to know.
When I hear you talk about guitars and on the technical side, you know, the wood and how it's made, it's clear that you know a lot about these guitars. But I'm curious, because part of a rare guitar is who's owned it prior. Do you feel like a guitar almost has a soul that it carries with it?
Absolutely. I mean, there's some guitars in here that have had, and we've sold a lot of memorabilia as well. I've sold probably 500 guitars to the Hard Rock cafes and different, you know, things like that. So a lot of times we would get these big groups coming in and they'd be looking at a guitar, and I would tell them, don't buy it, trade me something you're not going to use anymore, but something that you have a history with. And and then there's guitars. I mean, we have some guitars that are from the turn of the century, and I don't mean the last century, I mean the century before that. You know, there's a lot of stories that go with them, and you can just tell. And it's like the Stradivarius violin. I mean, the old wood, there's something about the old wood that, you know, it's aged. It's not, the sound kind of mellows out. It's not real brittle sounding. There's just something to the old instruments. And, you know, I mean, there's so many instruments that we've had that have been through the hands of a lot of great players, and a lot of them we don't even know the stories.
Just getting to chat with you, it's clear you have a lot of life in you, but I know you had a scare with cancer
Yes, I
and
did.
heart attacks,
Yeah.
2 of them, I believe. Did it make you think about legacy and what you want people to take from this store and from you and all of the years that you've put into it?
Absolutely. I mean, you hope that when you work, that it's not for nothing, and that, years from after I'm gone, that, some people will appreciate what we tried to do and hopefully take that legacy and keep it going, because it's, a lot of people are forgotten after so many years and all that. And again, I don't have delusions of anything on that, but I would like to see that we did make a difference. And we're very involved with an organization called the Midnight Mission. It's a homeless charity. And we just had a concert last week with Joe Bonamassa, John Oates from Hall & Oates, REO Speedwagon. We've had everybody play. Tom Petty played for me several times. Richie Sambora has played for me. Don Felder. I mean, on and on from the Eagles. And we're trying to do something there because the town has been very good to me, and I like to do something to give back, and I think that's a terrific organization. We love it, and we've had so many people that have donated guitars or things to the Midnight Mission, people that have donated a lot of money to the Midnight Mission because they heard about it through us. So that's something that I would like to perpetuate and hope that it keeps on going.
Yeah. How about your grandkids? Have they picked up a guitar yet?
My grandkids have picked up a guitar, but it's like the shoemaker's son. A lot of the times, when they have it at their disposal, they're not as into it. I'm hoping that at some point they will, and at least hopefully they'll appreciate what the guitarists do and the guitar music and all that. But one can only hope,
Well, but speaking of music and kids, why do you think it's important for kids to have music in their life, playing it, performing it, experiencing it?
Well, I mean, music is something you can do by yourself, something that you can do with one other person. You can do it with a whole group of people. And so, unlike tennis or baseball or football or something like where you need other people to do it, you can play all by yourself. You can write a tune all by yourself. You can sing and play and create a complete. Guitar is an instrument like a piano where you can play all the musical parts and sing, create a melody. There's 3 things about music. There's melody, there's harmony, and there's rhythm. And you can do all 3 of those things on a guitar, and you can on piano. You can't sing and play the trumpet, not that I'm aware of.
That's a good point.
So, I mean, it's an instrument, and years ago, there was people that were predicting the demise of guitars, and I think they're wrong.
I think you're wrong, too.
Yeah, so many tunes have been written on guitar. Whether guitar is featured, they were written on guitar. I mean, there's just something about the instrument, and one thing that you can do on a guitar that you can't do on a piano is you can bend a note and create a vibrato like a voice. And you can't do that on a piano. When you hit a note, it's that note. But with the guitar, you can bend it with a slower vibrato or a faster vibrato. It's very voice-like. So that's one of the things I really love about it.
This place means a lot of things to a lot of different people. What does it mean to you?
It's provided a livelihood. It's provided great feelings. It's brought so many people together. It's sort of like a clubhouse in a lot of ways where, it's a meeting place for people. Maybe like with these 2 youngsters and my friend Roberto Valli, one of the great bass players of all time, I can put some of these people together and make really good music, and it's really magical when you hear it.
I love that. I think those are all the questions I have.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
That was great.
I could chat with you all day long, especially with these stories.